The first sensation was cold, then came the taste of iron in your mouth. You woke with a gasp, heart pounding like a drum in your chest. Your eyes flicked open to a sky not your own. A swirling vortex of colours, sickly greens and angry reds hung above you. You were trapped. This was no ordinary dream. This was a nightmare. You were trapped in the Time Monster Challenge. The air was thick with a strange energy, buzzing with anticipation and dread. You felt it in your bones, a primal fear you couldn't quite place. Around you, others stirred. Some wore expressions of confusion, others of dawning horror. They, like you, were prisoners here, forced to play a game they didn't understand. You stumbled to your feet, the ground beneath you strangely soft and yielding like walking on flesh. A shiver ran down your spine. There was something deeply unsettling about this place. It felt wrong, twisted, a mockery of the world you knew. Panic swelled in your chest, threatening to consume you. You had to escape, but how? There had to be a way out. There always was. You just had to figure it out. But a voice, deep and resonant, echoing around you, stopped you in your tracks. It spoke of a challenge to survive. The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It boomed across the strange landscape, embedding the rules of this macabre game into your mind. The Time Monster Challenge, a simple concept yet terrifying in its implications. Survive, the voice commanded, by confronting your past. Make peace with your choices. Find your true happiness. The words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. This wasn't just about physical survival. This was about facing your demons, your regrets, your unfulfilled dreams. A wave of nausea washed over you. Was this even possible? Could you truly outrun the ghosts of your past? The faces around you were etched with the same fear and uncertainty. Everyone had regrets. Everyone carried the weight of choices they wished they could undo. You were no different. Beware the Time Monster, the voice warned, its tone sending shivers down your spine. It feasts on regret. It smells the bitterness of what-ifs and feeds on the could-have-beens. You watched in horror as a shape emerged from the swirling vortex above. A creature of shadows and smoke, constantly shifting, constantly changing, yet always with the same haunting visage of a clock embedded in its forehead. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent light, reflecting the faces of those it had already consumed. The Time Monster was the embodiment of every bad decision, every missed opportunity, every moment you wished you could take back. It represented the paralyzing grip of the past, holding you captive in its jaws. The creature lumbered closer, its presence emanating an overwhelming sense of despair. The air grew colder, heavier. You could practically taste the regret, thick and cloying in your mouth. Another shape emerged from the swirling abyss, this one even more grotesque than the last, the Fool Monster. Where the Time Monster was all shadow and smoke, this creature was a cacophony of colours, a jester's motley stretched over a frame that defied description. Yet its eyes held a chilling intelligence, a cruel amusement at the plight of those before it. He sees your foolish dreams, the voice boomed, laced with a hint of mockery. The ones you abandoned, the ones you told yourself were silly, impossible. He revels in your wasted potential. The Fool Monster targeted those who had abandoned their true passions, those who had chosen the safe path over the one that set their souls on fire. It was the embodiment of that nagging voice in the back of your mind, the one that whispered, "What if?" every time you settled for less than you deserved. The creature cackled, a sound that grated on your nerves like nails on a chalkboard. It was a reminder that some mistakes followed you forever, a constant mockery of the dreams you had betrayed. Section 5. The Dream Job Monster, devourer of unfulfilled potential. As if two horrific creatures weren't enough, a third began to materialize from the swirling vortex. The Dream Job Monster. This one was sleek, almost elegant in its form, resembling a predatory cat with eyes that burned with an insatiable hunger. It senses your dissatisfaction, the voice intoned, its tone sharp as a knife. It preys on those who have settled, those who have traded their passion for a paycheck. It will not rest until it devours your unfulfilled potential. The Dream Job. Monster was the embodiment of every soul-crushing job, every Monday morning dread, every moment you spent yearning for something more. It represented the slow death of your dreams, the gradual erosion of your spirit. The creature paced back and forth, its gaze piercing through you as if reading your deepest desires and finding them wanting. It was a terrifying reminder that life was too short to spend it in a cage of your own making. Section 6. The Weight of Choices. The gravity of the situation settled upon you like a physical weight. Each monster represented a different aspect of regret, of unfulfilled potential, of the choices that had led you to this nightmare. You looked around at the others, their faces pale and drawn. Some were already succumbing to despair, their eyes vacant, their shoulders slumped with the weight of their past mistakes. You could practically smell the fear emanating from them, a heady mix of regret and resignation. But there were others who seemed to be fighting back. They stood tall, their jaws set in determination, their eyes burning with a spark of defiance. They were the ones who refused to be defined by their past, who were determined to carve a new path forward. You knew you had a choice to make. Would you succumb to the fear that threatened to consume you, or would you rise to the challenge and fight for your right to happiness? Section 7. The importance of now. The voice boomed once more, this time with a hint of urgency. The past is gone, it declared. The future is uncertain. All that matters is the now. It was a simple truth, yet one that was often forgotten. It was easy to get caught up in regrets, in the what-ifs and could-have-beens. But dwelling on the past wouldn't change anything. It would only serve to keep you trapped in this nightmare. The same was true for the future. Worrying about what might be would only steal your joy in the present moment. You couldn't control what tomorrow would bring. All you could control was how you chose to face it. The present moment was all that mattered. It was in the here and now that you found your strength, your courage, your ability to change. Section 8. Finding your path. The Time Monster Challenge wasn't just about escaping the monsters. It was about escaping the prison of your own mind. It was about confronting your past, making peace with your choices, and choosing to live a life that brought you joy. You looked inward, searching for that spark of passion that had dimmed over time. What had you always dreamed of doing? What brought a smile to your face? What made you feel truly alive? It was time to stop making excuses. Time to stop letting fear hold you back. Time to start living the life you were meant to live. The path forward wouldn't be easy. There would be challenges, obstacles, moments of doubt. But you were stronger than you realized. You had the power within you to overcome anything life threw your way. Section 9. The True Reward. As you began to embrace this newfound determination, something remarkable happened. The monsters, sensing your shift in energy, recoiled. Their forms flickered, becoming less substantial. The fear that had been so pervasive began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of hope. The voice boomed one final time, this time tinged with approval. You have faced your demons, it declared. You have chosen happiness. The Time Monster Challenge is no more. The swirling vortex above began to recede, revealing a glimpse of the familiar sky beyond. The ground beneath your feet solidified, no longer the unsettling flesh-like substance it once was. You had survived the Time Monster Challenge. But more importantly, you had discovered a truth that would stay with you long after this nightmare was over. True happiness wasn't found in external validation or material possessions. It was found in aligning your life with your values, in pursuing your passions, in living each day with intention and gratitude. Section 10. Waking up. You woke with a gasp, your heart still racing from the intensity of the dream. Sunlight streamed through your window, painting your room in a warm glow. For a moment you could still feel the lingering echoes of fear, the weight of the monster's presence. But as you looked around at the familiar surroundings of your own room, a sense of gratitude washed over you. It had all been a dream, a terrifying, vivid dream, but a dream nonetheless. You emerged from bed feeling lighter than you had in a long time. The Time Monster Challenge might have been a nightmare, but it had also been a wake-up call. It had reminded you of the importance of living a life true to yourself, of facing your fears, of never giving up on your dreams. You took a deep breath, the air sweet and clean in your lungs. It was a new day, a chance to start fresh, a chance to live your best life.